Did you know Jesus allowed Thomas to touch his wounds? And what was the testimony that amazed 500 people at once? Today, we'll explore 10 questions about the resurrection that will challenge everything you think you know about your faith. And question 17 will reveal how fearful men suddenly became fearless. Let's begin. How did Jesus enter a room that his terrified disciples had locked from the inside? Question 11. Why did the resurrected Jesus appear behind locked doors instead of knocking? Explanation. John 20:19 records Jesus appearing among his disciples, even though the doors were locked for fear of the Jewish leaders. His resurrected body operated under different physical rules, recognizably him, yet no longer bound the same way. What proof was so important to Thomas that eyewitness testimony wasn't enough? And 12. Why did Thomas refuse to believe unless he could physically touch Jesus' wounds? Explanation. John 20:24-25 records Thomas, absent during the first appearance, declaring he would not believe unless he saw the nail marks and put his hand in Jesus' side. He demanded physical, tangible proof rather than accepting second-hand testimony. Instead of rejecting Thomas's doubt, what did Jesus do that changed everything? Question 13. Why did Jesus specifically invite Thomas to touch his wounds instead of rebuking his doubt? Explanation. John 20:26-27 records Jesus appearing a week later, directly telling Thomas to put his finger where the nails had been and his hand in his side. Stop doubting and believe. Jesus met Thomas's specific doubt with specific personal evidence. How could an empty net after an entire night suddenly become impossibly full? Question 14. Why did 7 exhausted fishermen catch nothing all night, then suddenly haul in 153 fish? Explanation. John 21:1-11 records the disciples fishing all night with empty nets, then a stranger on the shore, Jesus, telling them to cast on the right side. The net filled with exactly 153 large fish, so heavy they couldn't haul it into the boat. Why would Jesus ask Peter the same painful question 3 times? Question 15. Why did Jesus ask Peter the same question 3 separate times by a charcoal fire? Explanation. John 21:15-17 records Jesus asking Peter, "Do you love me?" 3 times, mirroring Peter's 3 denials, also beside a charcoal fire, the same detail present during his denial. Each answer restored Peter with a commission: feed my sheep. Why would Paul point to more than 500 people as witnesses of the risen Jesus? Question 16. Why did Paul mention over 500 witnesses who saw the risen Jesus at the same time? Explanation. 1 Corinthians 15:6 records Paul stating Jesus appeared to more than 500 people at once, most of whom were still alive when Paul wrote this, effectively inviting readers to go verify the claim themselves. A mass, simultaneous sighting is difficult to dismiss as hallucination or myth. What could transform frightened men who had fled into fearless witnesses willing to die? Question 17. Why did the disciples, who had all fled in fear, suddenly become fearless preachers willing to die? Explanation. Acts 4:13-20 and later church history record the same disciples who scattered at Jesus' arrest, boldly preaching his resurrection publicly, facing beatings, imprisonment, and eventual martyrdom without recanting. Something transformed cowardice into unshakable conviction almost overnight. What if the resurrection never happened? Would Christianity still stand? Question 18. Why does Paul say the entire Christian faith collapses if the resurrection didn't actually happen? Explanation. 1 Corinthians 15:14-19 records Paul stating plainly, "If Christ has not been raised, our preaching is useless, and so is your faith." He didn't treat the resurrection as one belief among many. He staked all of Christianity entirely on this single historical claim being true. Why were Jesus' final words to his disciples a mission that would reach the entire world? Question 19. Why did Jesus give his disciples a global mission right before ascending to heaven? Explanation. Matthew 28:18-20 records Jesus declaring all authority in heaven and earth was given to him, then commanding his disciples to make disciples of all nations. His final words before ascending weren't comfort or closure. They were a commission that would launch a movement across the entire world. Why didn't the resurrected Jesus remain on earth after proving he was alive? Question 20. Why did the resurrected Jesus ascend into the clouds instead of simply staying on earth permanently? Explanation. Acts 1:9-11 records Jesus being taken up before the disciples' eyes, a cloud hiding him from their sight, while two angels promised he would return in the same way you have seen him go into heaven. His departure wasn't an ending, it was a promise of return still awaited.